The 1960s wasn't just about British cars that caught the eye. They were also about machines that survived everything thrown at them. Ever wondered which classic British cars were so tough that drivers trusted them through the worst roads, relentless commutes, and even record-breaking journeys? Get ready, because you're about to discover 10 British legends that weren't just icons, they were ironclad survivors. Don't blink, because the number one car will redefine indestructible in your mind. Let's count down Britain's 10 most resilient cars from that remarkable decade.
Number 10. Morris Oxford Series 6. When October 1961 rolled around, the Morris Oxford Series 6 gained a 1622cc B-Series engine, added a lengthier wheelbase, and received a modernized Farina design. But its fame didn't come from speed. It was admired because it simply would not quit. Its diesel version, the taxi drivers go to, says it all. People wanted a car they could trust through years of service. The Oxford felt familiar on the inside, begged to be driven for decades, and with its straightforward engineering, became a staple for drivers who valued classic simplicity. From its debut to the end of production in 1971, dependable and drama-free remained the Oxford's calling card.
Number 9. Hillman Superminx. Back in October 1961, the Hillman Superminx hit the scene as the graduate from its smaller sibling. Roots needed something that could tackle family duties with added muscle, and the Superminx, with its 1592cc engine, later bumped up to 1725cc, answered the call. It featured independent front suspension and a rugged rear axle, and even a roomy estate version built for life's hardest tasks. The Superminx might not have been a showstopper at first glance, but its generous space, unfussy engineering, and bulletproof reliability made it a confidant for countless British workers and families. In an era crying out for cars that did their job without fuss, the Superminx never blinked. 8. Austin Cambridge A60. October 1961 introduced another hard-working stalwart, the Austin Cambridge A60. With refined styling, the trusted B-Series engine, and anti-roll bars at both ends, the A60 wasn't flashy, and didn't need to be. Its durability won over the tough taxi market, alongside the Morris Oxford, and a diesel followed to cement its working-class credentials. Inside, there was honest room for families, and the engineering never overreached. Simplicity kept it alive on British roads for years. The A60 thrived on enduring daily chores, proving genuine resilience isn't always about looking tough, but about lasting through decades of relentless use. 7. Rover P4. Already a veteran before the 1960s truly began, the Rover P4 nonetheless kept rolling off the lines until 1964, never losing its heavyweight presence. Crafted at Solihull, its separate chassis, advanced coil-sprung suspension, and a live rear axle gave it strength from the inside out, while aluminum panels trimmed the weight smartly. These weren't marketing gimmicks. Here, integrity was engineered, not advertised. The anti-Rover, as it came to be known, personified poise on the open road. By the dawn of the 60s, the P4 was a bastion of quiet strength, a tribute to the era when solid design spoke louder than flashiness. 6. Hillman Hunter. You might have overlooked the Hillman Hunter at its 1966 debut, but that all changed in December 1968. Andrew Cowan, Colin Malkin, and Brian Coyle drove a Hunter to a legendary win in the London to Sydney Marathon, a 16,694-kilometer trial of survival. The unpretentious Hunter, with robust rear-wheel drive and ironclad suspension, didn't just survive this odyssey, it became a prototype of practical toughness. Its global victory wasn't a PR spin. It was endurance proven on the world's harshest driving stage. Even now, the Hunter's rock-solid legacy is tied to that moment, a car that proved its mettle, instead of merely proclaiming it. Rover 2000. In 1963, the Rover 2000 P6 made a statement.
British engineering was entering a bold, modern era. Winning the very first European Car of the Year was just the start. What lay underneath mattered more. Its 1978cc overhead cam engine handled high-speed motorways as easily as old country lanes, engineered from the ground up for comfort as much as longevity. Behind its futuristic looks was a structure built for distance and refinement, and a drive designed to outlast fads and endure the demands of new-age driving. The 2000 didn't masquerade as an off-roader, but matched anything for steadfast reliability in the emerging world of motorway Britain. Ford Cortina Mark I. The Ford Cortina Mark I, unveiled on 21 September 1962, didn't just launch. A star was born. Instantly embraced, the Cortina set the bar with its lightweight and thoughtful engineering, tailor-made for Britain's shifting family car scene. Basic versions ran as no-nonsense workhorses, while the Lotus Cortina Competition Edition fired up imaginations everywhere. Here was a car that could handle grinding commutes all week and still duke it out on race circuits at the weekend. Its twin talents made it iconic, blending rugged, everyday reliability with a real performance pedigree. This wasn't just a car for families, it was a symbol of aspiration and endurance. 3. Morris Minor 1000. By the 1960s, the Morris Minor 1000 wasn't just a car. It was part of the British landscape. Produced in staggering numbers since 1956, its magic was as much about simplicity as ubiquity. Straightforward layout, easy controls, unbeatable visibility, and a vast support network contributed to its reputation as the steadiest all-rounder. Saloon, traveler, van, pickup, every version found its niche with families and tradesmen alike. The Minor never claimed to be anything other than what it was: straightforward, accessible, and built to serve faithfully. Its honest practicality turned it from a method of transport into a piece of living history. Number 2. Land Rover Series 2A. When it comes to enduring legend, nothing says toughness like the Land Rover Series 2A. Produced from 1961 to 1971, it was a study in fortitude, built on a box-welded frame that shrugged off everything from farm life to African safaris. Offered in countless variants, including soft tops and long wheelbase wagons, it expanded its powertrain lineup with 2.25-liter diesels and later a 2.6-liter 6. For many, this is the definitive Land Rover, the shape conjured when you picture exploration, duty, or adventure. Basic? Absolutely. Noisy? Without a doubt. Unstoppable? Without equal. In the Tough Car Hall of Fame, no British model claims the title more convincingly. The Mini arrived in 1959, but it stamped its mark firmly on the 1960s as the ultimate forward-thinking British car. Turning convention on its head, it used a transverse engine and front-wheel drive to squeeze out astonishing space and agility. But its appeal was more than just clever packaging. Cheap to keep, happy to dart through narrow city streets, and unshakable in competition, the Mini quickly built a reputation for persistence. The 1964 Monte Carlo Rally win by Paddy Hopkirk and Henry Liddon was a watershed. This modest car showed it had heart to match its style. Vans, travelers, pickups, performance models, each Mini was a survivor, earning its place as a true classic. It's clear, the toughest British cars of the 1960s weren't the ones racing to the fastest finish, but the ones marching on, mile after mile, year after year. These 10 legends didn't just survive, they became trusted companions and earned their stripes the hard way. Which of these stalwarts would you choose to trust with your own journey? If you're eager for more stories of grit, reliability, and classic automotive spirit, stick around. If this list got you nostalgic or perhaps a little inspired, let us know which car gets your vote as the all-time British tough guy. Thanks for joining the ride. The adventure is far from over.